Module 1, Foundations of Theater, Arts, and Culture in Public Relations and Tourism. 1. Introduction to Theater, Arts, and Cultural Tourism. When we speak about theater, arts, and culture in the context of public relations and tourism, we are entering a space where creativity meets commerce, where tradition meets innovation, and where human expression becomes a tool for communication, diplomacy, and economic development. In this age of the internet and the global village, cultural exchanges have become faster, more accessible, and more impactful. The instant sharing of videos, photos, and stories from anywhere in the world means that cultural events, performances, and tourism attractions can now reach millions of people beyond their immediate geographical location. For countries, cities, and even small communities, this is an unprecedented opportunity to showcase unique cultural treasures and draw in international interest. However, while the digital world is powerful, nothing replaces the physical experience of cultural tourism. Walking through a historic palace, sitting in a crowded theater watching a local play, listening to live traditional music, or joining a local festival, these are experiences that create lasting memories. This is where theater, arts, and cultural events play a major role in tourism and public relations. 2. Theater as a cultural attraction in tourism. Theater has always been more than entertainment. It is a mirror of society, a platform for storytelling, and a medium for preserving history and identity. When integrated into tourism, theater becomes both a cultural product and a public relations tool. Consider Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London. Tourists from around the world flock there not only to watch plays but to experience a piece of Elizabethan history. The performances, costumes, and language immerse audiences in the culture of the time. This is not just art, it is living history, packaged and presented for both locals and visitors. In countries across Africa, traditional theater has been used to preserve folklore, oral traditions, and community history. In Nigeria, for example, Yoruba traveling theater troupes in the mid-20th century performed plays in towns and villages, blending drama, music, and dance. Today, these performances are revived for tourists, often staged at cultural festivals or heritage centers, giving visitors a taste of authentic Nigerian storytelling. 3. Arts and culture in public relations. Public relations, PR, is fundamentally about shaping perception and building relationships, and culture is one of the most effective tools for doing that. A country's culture, expressed through its art, festivals, performances, and heritage, communicates its identity in a way that statistics or reports never could. Think about it, if you attend a Japanese tea ceremony, you leave with a deeper appreciation for Japanese values, patience, respect, harmony, without anyone delivering a lecture on Japanese culture. This is cultural diplomacy at work, and PR practitioners often use such experiences to strengthen ties between countries, promote goodwill, and enhance national branding. In Nigeria's public relations landscape, arts and culture have played key roles in branding cities and states. The annual Calabar Carnival, often called Africa's biggest street party, is not just an entertainment event. It is a PR campaign that showcases Cross River State's cultural diversity, hospitality, and tourism potential to the world. 4. Cultural tourism and the hospitality industry. Cultural tourism focuses on travelers who are drawn by the cultural attractions of a destination. This includes historic sites, museums, festivals, local cuisine, and performing arts. The hospitality industry, hotels, resorts, restaurants, plays a supportive role by creating an environment where tourists can comfortably experience these cultural offerings. For example, in Kenya, the Maasai Mara is famous for wildlife safaris, but tourism operators also integrate visits to Maasai villages. Tourists learn about traditional Maasai clothing, beadwork, and dances. These cultural experiences add depth to the trip and often become the most memorable parts of the visit. In Nigeria, destinations like Obudu Mountain Resort combine natural beauty with cultural entertainment, such as local dance performances, storytelling nights, and art exhibitions. Here, tourism is not just about the landscape, it's about immersing visitors in the culture of the region. 5. The role of beauty pageants and cultural festivals. Beauty pageants, when managed thoughtfully, can be powerful tools for promoting culture and tourism. They often incorporate traditional costumes, dances, and performances, offering international audiences a glimpse of the host country's heritage. Take the Miss World pageant hosted in Sonia, China. Beyond the glamour, the event showcased Chinese culture through elaborate opening ceremonies featuring dragon dances, opera performances, and traditional music. In Nigeria, pageants like The Most Beautiful Girl in Nigeria, MBGN, and Miss Tourism Nigeria integrate cultural showcases into their events, with contestants wearing traditional attire from various ethnic groups and performing local dances. These events are heavily covered by the media, amplifying the country's image locally and internationally. 6. Sightseeing in historic places and monuments. Historic sites and monuments are anchors of cultural tourism. They are physical reminders of a nation's history and identity. In public relations, they serve as visual symbols that can be used in campaigns, documentaries, and promotional materials. For example, the Great Wall of China is instantly recognizable and communicates China's history, ingenuity, and resilience. In Nigeria, sites like the Suka Cultural Landscape, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the ancient city walls of Kano carry similar weight in national branding. Tourists are often drawn to these sites not only for their visual appeal but for the stories behind them. Affective tourism and PR professionals package these stories into guided tours, documentaries, and multimedia campaigns that connect emotionally with audiences. 7. Integrating theater, arts, and culture into tourism packages. Tourism operators and PR professionals increasingly combine multiple cultural experiences into single packages. For instance, a week-long tour of Lagos could include a theater performance at Terra Culture, visits to the National Museum, a day trip to Bedigri to explore slave trade history, an evening of Afrobeat music at the New Africa Shrine, shopping for local craft at Lekki Arts and Crafts Market. This integration ensures tourists experience the full cultural spectrum of a destination, increasing satisfaction and encouraging positive word-of-mouth promotion. We have explored how theater, arts, and culture intersect with public relations and tourism. We've seen that cultural experiences, whether through performance, heritage sites, festivals, or art, are powerful tools for attracting visitors, building national image, and strengthening cross-cultural understanding. In the next module, we will move from this foundational understanding into practical applications, how to design, promote, and sustain cultural tourism projects, the economics of cultural events, and the role of innovation and technology in bringing theater, arts, and culture to a global audience.